In today's video, I'm going to break down the defense that all the pros are currently running right now in Madden 24. Now you can use this defense to bring pressure from either side, play coverage, or stop the run, so this is a very effective defense. Now, in order to use this defense properly, you're going to need to be in either the multiple or the 4-6 playbooks on defense. Personally, right now, I like multiple a little bit better because it does have the 3-4 odd, which is one of the defenses I like to run a lot, but the 4-6 will work as well. So we're going to look at the nickel 3-3, and before anything else, you need to know the subs that you need to use with this defense and also the coaching adjustments. So first I'm going to break down the subs and coaching adjustments, then I'm going to break down the setups to this defense. So number one important thing is you need fast defensive ends in the game. Literally as fast as possible. What you'll probably want to do is put your fastest outside linebackers at the end. Most of the time these guys are going to be faster than your actual DNs. Now the other thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have safeties in the game at linebacker. They're just going to be faster. We're going to be using one. And also they're better in coverage. We're not always going to blitz with this defense. We will play coverage too. And having safeties in the game instead of linebackers is going to be big. Now as far as coaching adjustments go, you want to have auto flip on. We're a nickel 3-3 with a nickel back. A lot of people are going to run bunch, trips, those types of formations. You need to have the nickel back matching up on the 3 receiver side against formations like that. So auto flip on, default alignment. This is going to be mostly a man defense. It's going to be better to leave on the fault. Now, going down here to our zone drops. I actually do use these a lot with this defense. I personally like to have flats at 30 and then curl flats at 5 and hooks at 10. This is just going to make sure that if I need to defend a deep cross or a corner, I can do it with the flats. Curl flats, I can stop like a quick route in the flat. Hooks I can throw out there if I need to help defend, like a slant route or something over the middle. Now, the play we're going to look at is this nickel 3-3 linebacker blitz 0. Now, personally, I do not run this defense. This is just the defense pretty much all the pros are using right now. I think there's better defenses out there. And if you want all of my premium tips and strategies, check out sportsgamers.com. That's where I post all my premium content, ebooks, and everything you need to dominate. Best tips in the game. You can use coupon code Duke for 10% off your order. Click the link in the comments and description if you want to win more games now. So, look, the setup is pretty easy, but I'm going to show you guys a lot of different setups. So make sure you stay tuned throughout the whole video because I'm going to show you guys how you can get pressure, play coverage, and I'm going to go from the most basic setup all the way to the most advanced. So there's a few ways you're going to run this. So let's start with the most basic way. The most basic way is to simply come out. Don't press your coverage at all. Leave your coverage as is. Spread your D-line out. To spread your D-line out, you just hit left on the D-pad, and then you hit up on the left stick. Then you're just going to want to go ahead and drag each of the outside linebackers down on line of scrimmage next to the D-end. I like to crash my defensive line down. Some people don't do that, but I think it's better to crash your line down. To do that, you hit, again, left on the D-pad. Then you hit down on the right stick. Then you hit QB contain. That's either R1, R1, or RB, RB, depending upon the system you play on. So we're going to end up controlling this middle linebacker. We like to be over the D tackle. Now, we're not actually going to rush with him, but at the snap, I will take a step forward. That just really distracts the O-line. It makes them think you're blitzing, even though you're not. You guys can see I have 3 horizontal green lines over my user's head. That's actually important. That means the O-line is targeting you. If you stand too far back, you see they go away. No longer is the O-line targeting you. The blitz will not be as good. So by default, this is a 5-man blitz. You can potentially get, it's a double loop, both of your defensive ends coming clean with the O-line ignoring them. This is a very tough blitz to block. It is straight man-to-man coverage. But like I said, this is the most basic setup. We do have other ways to run this, which we will show you guys in a second. So let's just look at the most simple way right here. As you guys are seeing, quick pressure. A very quick pressure. Now, you don't get pressure always from both sides, but you will at least get it from one, right? Sometimes you get it from both. Sometimes you just get it from one. As you guys see here, kind of what happened over here is the tight end ran into my edge rusher on the right, which just screwed up everything. Otherwise, he would have came free also. But basically, guys, the reason why this blitz works is when you have these linebackers on contains standing right next to these DNs, it just confuses the tackles and it lets the defensive ends run right by the tackles. The tackles don't block anybody, and that's why you get this crazy pressure. As you guys can see here, we're getting sacked before anyone's really even breaking out of their route. This is one of the best plays in the game, double post, and no one's really even remotely open. We're just guarding the middle, so like if they threw over the middle, we could use that. We're getting sacked. Now, this blitz does work if they block people. It is a really, really solid blitz, but now we're going to get into the more advanced setup. So the more advanced setup I think is better, and to do it, it's just like 1 to 2 extra steps, but it is worth it if you can get it off. So you're gonna want to press your coverage. The first setup was more basic. We didn't press our coverage. We kept them lined up as is, which is okay, but it's not the best we can do. So we press our coverage, spread our D-line out, and crash our D-line. Just move the linebackers the same as before. So really the same setup. The advanced part of it is basically we're pressing and then individually backing up our outside corners. I showed you guys why this was really good yesterday, and you want to take advantage of this in this defense as well. Now, if you didn't see yesterday's video to know why individually backing up corners is better than just leaving them unpressed, watch yesterday's video. It's really good. But basically, to individually back up your outside corners, you hit coverage audible, which is going to be triangle Y. Then at the bottom left-hand of the screen, you can see a menu pops up with coverage adjustments. You guys can see X is individual. So hit your individual button. For me, that's X. Then hit the icon of the outside receiver you wish to back up the corner on. So like here, I want to back up the outside right corner. The outside receiver over there is circle, so I hit circle. I flick up on the right stick. That might sound like a lot, but it's easy to do. Here, just to show you guys, I will do the one on the left now in real time. And you guys can see I was able to do that in a split second.
Do you want to become a better Madden player and win more games? If so, check out my premium Madden strategy website, sportsgamers.com. I've built sportsgamers.com to provide you with the best Madden tips, best Madden ebooks and schemes, all from the pros at the lowest price possible. I have helped thousands upon thousands of Madden players improve their games, and I can help you as well. Our VIP Madden membership is our best offer yet. This membership will include all of our Madden ebooks all year long and hundreds of weekly Madden Vault tip updates to keep you ahead of the game. Click the link in the description and use coupon code DUKE for 10% off your order.
Now, the reason why this is better is because when you do it like this, now you don't have to worry about all these glitchy routes over the top. Even though we didn't press the first play, we still could get glitched over the top. But backed up like this, we really don't have to worry about it. I do actually like to press the slot receiver. I mean, I could back him up too, but I'm not as worried about that because at the end of the day, if I was really worried about the slot receiver beating me, I could just put the safety that's on the running back into an inside third, and now be protected over the top. And like if the running back goes out on a route, I can discard the running back myself. So I'm not as worried in a situation like that. As you guys can see, I'll discard the running back myself. Again, two people are in the backfield for the sack before anything can even happen. So you guys can see what I mean. Like just blocking a running back or tight end or whatever is not going to do much against this blitz. You really have to get advanced. Now I will say there are things you can do to counter it. The easiest thing to do is max protect. Now you don't have to max protect. It's just a lot of people, when they see a blitz like this, if they're not a really skillful player, they're not going to know how to ID the mic, use slide protection, double team, that type of stuff that's needed. So oftentimes you'll just simply see max protect. And that gets me into the next setup to this play, which is how to mix in your coverage. So, eventually, you're going to see that someone's going to have enough. They're tired of this blitz. So now they're like, okay, I am sick and tired of this blitz. I'm going to max protect, or I'm blocking a bunch of extra people. When you see this is when you want to go from just blitzing every play to mixing in coverage. This is what takes the blitz to the next level. Now we can go ahead and put these outside linebackers that are really safeties that are blitzing into coverage. Maybe someone keeps hitting me with like a whip route or a drag route, right? So I want to stop that. In order to stop that, the best way to do that is going to be to put your outside linebackers in the curl flats at a 5-yard depth. Okay, so that's going to take that away, right? So like here, if someone was hitting me with a whip route or something in the flat, drag, whatever the case may be, we're now covered in the flat. Now, the most important thing here is even when you're rushing 3, always keep your user on a blitz angle. It will make the game think you're rushing 4 even though you're rushing 3, and will get way better sheds. So you guys can see here, I can just sit over the middle, and even though I only rushed 3, I still got basically instant pressure for the sack. And that's why, rushing 3 with your user on a blitz angle this year is almost like a glitch of itself. You can get super good sheds. I mean, right here, I tried to avoid it. It wasn't the best pocket presence, I will admit. It's hard to play offense and defense at the same time. But, look, people are shedding very fast here, and there's nothing open. You guys can see that when they block these extra people, the safeties manned up on them. That's why this defense is so good. If they just block them, you guys can see now we got different zones. The tight end, in the tight end, he's in zone, basically deep half to the right. The one that's guarding the running back was the safety on the left. He goes to inside third. Kind of caged, right? So, what about another way to run this defense? What if you're getting beat by corner routes? again, very, very easy to deal with. So, someone might try to run a corner route on you, no problem. So again, what could we do? Well, here's our base blitz with our coverage backed up. Say someone's hitting you with a corner route. The best thing you can do is put the outside corner on the side of the field they're hitting you with a corner route in a cloud flat. Remember, we zone drop our flats at 30 yards. If we have a cloud flat backed up in 30 yards, the corner route will never beat us. Now I can take the guy that's blitzing, which is actually safety on that side of the field, and man him up on the uncovered receiver. So here I want to take Simmons and man him up to the uncovered receiver, Tyreek Hill. To do that, all you really got to do is just hit right on the D-pad to your linebacker adjustments twice, then hit the icon of the player you want to put into man coverage. So here that's X. So I hit right, X, because that's Simmons. Then you guys see a menu pops up with assignments. If you flick up on the right stick, that's man coverage. You hit circle, he's now manned up. So now I could potentially just blitz one side if I wanted to, deed the corner route up. Even when you rush 4 out of this defense, you will still get good pressure. It might not be as good, obviously, as if you rush 5, but it's still good enough to where you can get some good pressure, end up getting the sack. This is a very easy defense to set up if you use the basic setup. It's basically just crashing your line, containing your linebackers, and moving them right next to the DNs, which they kind of already are. And you can go from a basic setup to an advanced setup, as you guys see later in this video. I'm now putting guys in coverage, changing it into hybrid coverage, blitzing, playing coverage, mixing things up. It's a very easy defense to adjust from with some good pressure that is hard to block, which is why pretty much all the pros right now are running this defense and probably will be running this defense all year long unless it gets patched. Until next time, it's your boy Duke, and I'm out of here.